Hi guys, we're just doing some fishing from the shoreline. Want to go through some topwater and sinking lures and see if we can get some nice pike. That's what I'm trying to target. My dog's, I'm sure my dog's psychic and she can tell when I press the stream button. She hasn't been barking all afternoon and she just started now. I'll mute the mic for 1 second and I'll just have a chat with her. Okay, guys, try again. I'll show you the setup in a minute. We'll just have to get our speeds up. Retrieval. And friction brake. Oh, that around here. Okay. Doing the twitching, which is just left button reeling in and right button just doing the twitch. Which, by that I mean, when I press the right button, it moves the rod to the left. When it's straightforward, I'm just reeling in. Okay, I'll show you the setup and I'll show you whereabouts we're fishing. This is my setup at the moment. Seems to work, it seems balanced. I've got a lot of wear on the line, so I will struggle a bit on smaller fish, on size of fish that I can bring in. I will, in fact, I will change that. I did buy another one. So we're full power. So we have to watch the wear of this now. That doesn't go under the strength of this line, or else I will be in trouble. Instead of it breaking the line, it will break the reel. So it's all a matter of balancing out wear and strength of your gear. Okay, so I will be more cautious on the drag setting until I know exactly everything can cope. So I will tap my drag down a little bit just in case. Okay, as for where we are fishing, we're on the Kuori Lake, which is the level 16 lake. I'll show you which one it is. It is that one. I will press. It is the level 16. If you see, these are the starting lake. I think it goes up in, levels. Well, I don't think I know it goes up in levels until the level 20 water is Volkhov River. We've got Burr Lake, which is full of carp, very large carp and pike. Kuori Lake has got some very high XP trout, some nice pike, crystal clear waters that you can see how good the AI of the fish are. The old, is that the old fort? Yeah, old fort. This is really good mid-range water. It has big carp. It has everything in that one, actually. It's really good water. You will get pleasure on all these different things, from massive catfish on this one and strong Atlantic salmon to very, very big carp and pike, very big and strong trout with high rewards. A bit more expensive at this lake. It's, I think, is it? Well, in fact, I can click through. Cottage, to travel to Cottage is nothing. Mosquito, actually. So it's free to go to Mosquito. Winding River or Rivulet is for silver, nearly 5 silver. Hill Fort or Old Berg Lake, 790. I think this is about 25 silver where I am. Burr Lake is 13 and Volkov is 14. So I'm on the dearest lake, which has more rewards and a boat. There's a boat on Volkov as well. Okay, so if you followed that, we're on the Kuori River, Kuori Lake, and we're on the map. Fishing. Here's the campsite. This is where you will spawn when you start the game in the complex, where the stores are. And usually I use a boat you can hire a boat at this dock, but we've actually run around the coast of the lake and we are now around this area. I do believe we're on this bend round here, and we're going to be fishing the shallow, what looks like 2.5 meters, going off the colours, 2.5 meter shelf, but it does have like a deep water area. So let's see if we can catch anything, and we'll try a few lures. I'll try to keep this as at the moment. My streams have been getting longer and longer, and I need to start putting more information, but cutting the time down.
Hello, it's her house. My dog's her house.
Okay, the dogs. My partners took the dogs out for a walk, so we should be okay for half an hour or so, an hour. And so, I seem to have begun an echo from somewhere. It's right. It's written to both. It's written to both communities that I'm streaming to, so that's fine. Okay, hopefully it's not too intrusive. The chat bar on the right. Let's catch some fish, guys, eh? Hopefully we can get some different retrieves going as well. You can do stop and go twitching with this lure, and obviously reel it in straight. And you can also press shift and get speed up. That goes on top of the power bar when you get the notification. I will just try to demonstrate that. So, potential lure retrieves of this funky minnow, the sinking one. One is stop and go. When it's sinking, you can bring it back up in the water level, and then just keep as long as it don't touch the bottom, you will get the stop and go going with an even separation of gaps. Okay, that's the stop and go. The shelf is coming, so we're going to lose that. So you could twitch on the way in once you lose the stop and go sort of thing. I don't have the speed right for that at the moment. I'll try again. So it lands on the surface. You reel in 4 times and let it sink. Once it displays the stop and go, you start reeling. It comes up in the water levels, start sinking again. You bring it up in the water column, start sinking again, bring it up in the water column. And that's stop and go with a sinking lure. You're keeping it in the mid-water to the bottom without it touching the bottom. And now it's going to touch now it has touched the bottom. There's a fish coming for it. I don't know if you can see. Got a little pike. So it is quite an effective technique. I've been practicing it with a few different lures. It works with sinking lures, sinking spinners. I'm going to speed up a bit and try and get the twitching going, which is a very easy. You're just reeling in with the left mouse button and just flicking every second. So 1, 1, 1, 1. Every time I'm shouting 1, I'm actually clicking the right mouse button. There's another fish. Took on the. Okay, and it's good fun. You can see there's a bit of chop on the water, which by that I mean the wind is affecting the water surface, so visual visibility of through the clear water has been diminished a bit. You can still see there's another fish going for it. This looks a little bit better. I will put the drag up a little bit. Hopefully not too much to pull the lure out of the fish's mouth, you know. And we don't want it getting stuck in that reed. Come on. I think I've lost it, guys. Putting a bit too much tension on it too early. But that's part of fishing, isn't it? I could have left it on the settings and took 10 minutes to go around the pool twice and that sort of thing, which I probably should have done. There's not as much give. It's not as forgiving braid. There's no braid is instant. If you pull the foot of line at the reel, it moves the foot of line at the lure. So if you strike like that, you're dragging a pike 3 foot through the water column. With monoline, you could actually do that at 100 meters. You could actually pull the rod right around the back, and if somebody was holding the line at 100 meters, they won't even feel a tug because of the give in the line. So different monolines have different elasticity, different stretch in the line. So take that into account when deciding what to use. I like the directness of braid. It's direct. If I need to pull a fish around a water column, or sorry, around a reed bed, I know that braid's not given. But you just have to be a bit more gentle with the fish like that. Just have to be a little bit more gentle on how much force you give on the bigger roots, because the bigger fish, they've obviously wrote it in that a certain tension on a certain fish, while that fish is fighting at a certain tension, it'll be an equation where if X equals Y, then fish gets off, sort of thing, So obviously that happened that time. So while demonstrating the technique of and where to, where I find it good to fish from the shore, we still missed the best fish of the session. So that's twitching anyway. I hope you got to, I hope I explained that good enough. So we've done stop and go, we've done twitching, which is, I'll do the twitching again, just to refresh. Twitching is a straight reel with a slightly, not straight on, just say 20 degrees, is it? Something like that. And then it's just a case of every 3 second, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, a bit of a waltz going there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You get the idea. That's how to get the twitch. If you go a bit too fast, I'll show you. You go a bit too fast, you will lose the notification. So if I'm reeling in and I'm going like that, you will get it occasionally, but you won't. Now, if I slow down it, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, see the twitching and the fish comes. So it's knowing within what speed range and within what how much you'd actually twitch the line. Different fish get different trigger points, so some fish like it twitching faster, some like it slower. Some speeds you need to twitch faster to get the notification, so that's twitching. You've obviously got what most people probably are using until they know of the other methods. You've got straight retrieve, which is just straight reeling in, no notifications, but you do catch fish. This is, I think, the game's set up to allow people to just reel in, because when you're starting, if you didn't know anything about fishing, this is what you'd probably do. You would just reel in. So a variation on that would be interchanging all the methods I've just mentioned while bringing it in. One of them is, if you're reeling in at a medium speed, you can press shift on the keyboard and you should get a notification of speed up, and then let go and see how it attracted that fish then. I think that is another retrieving method. I think it's slow retrieve. Nice 7 track. I think it's a slow retrieve, and then a speed up is like a straight retrieve. So you've got straight retrieve, and then you've got fast straight retrieve when you press the shift button. It doesn't always give you the notification. But pointing straight at it seemed to help then to get the notification. So, and another thing with that is the shift can be used to reel if I do to fish now. If I wanted to, if it was only a small perch or something like that, if I wanted to bring that fish in fast, I would just, if you can see the speed of the reeling is pretty slow there. If I press shift and keep shift pressed, it doubles the speed. Well, it doesn't double it, but that definitely does add attract, you know, add a, what's the word? The speed up in itself is a lure retriever, I believe, because I have caught so many fish when varying the speed on retrieve by pressing shift. Not every time, but it does sometimes trigger a bite. So you've got shift as an attractant for speeding up and slowing down by using it intermittently, the lure retrieve. You've got pressing shift speeds up the reeling when bringing a fish in. If you was in the boat and press shift, it would speed up the motorboat. You know, say you wanted to get back to the base faster. If you press the up button on the keyboard to get the boat to go straight, by pressing shift, you'd double your speed, or you'd increase your the throttle on the boat. You'd open it full speed, and it would go faster, the boat. So that's another few useful things. I'll swap lure now, and we'll try and fish a sinking lure. Sorry, a floating lure. We'll use what's becoming one of my favourite, the Blast Funky Minnow Floating 15-4. I think the F stands for floating of the series. The S for sugar stands for sinking. Oh, the S for sinking stands for sinking, should I say. Okay, guys. This will cast out and float on the top. It's got a spoon on the front of the lure. It's at an angle that makes the lure dive. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's dragged it to the mid depth now, and it's floating back to the surface. Once I get the stop and go sign, I start reeling again. So it's making it dive every time I reel in, and every time I stop, it's floating to the surface. So that's another way to get the stop and go. The sinking one went from the floor bottom to mid-water. The floating one goes mid-water to the surface. So by using both series of lures, you can work the full column of water from the lake bed to, and it's a great action. Like, you can see the float coming up, the lure coming up. It works really well. I've talked today away, guys. It was like 9 AM when I first tried to set up the stream. We caught a few fish, demonstrated one peg that by peg I mean this area of Lakeside. And I find like a sweet, the sweet spot seems to be at this speed, to reel in 3 times and then let it float to the surface. If you do it the lake bed, it will stop the stop and go retrieve. By getting a stop and go going, that's a method of retrieve for lure fishing. Once it hits the floor, that's hey Carpe Dias, cheers for the follow, mate. Just trying to lure fish from the lakeside of Kuori Lake. If there's any questions or anything you'd like me to demonstrate, or it's a bit awkward at night. Usually I just troll at night. Can't see very much. Let me know if it's too dark for you guys. I can alter the contrast. I think you should be able to see the stars and the trees and stuff. Thanks for the follow, my friend. I just have to minimise. Unfortunately, I don't have chat on the game screen. So, hello, Vindy. Hello, welcome back, my good friend. Just got a follow off Carpe Dias, I believe it was. It's lovely to have you back, Vindy. How's your day been? I've managed to talk a day around tonight again without catching many fish. We have it's much of the same, Vindy. If you want me to try anything, we've caught these few fish today. Just going through a few different. So far, so good. Well, I'm glad you're having a good day, Vindy. Am I pronouncing your name right, Vindy? Hopefully I am. Okay, so it's night time and I was trying to demonstrate where and how to fish. We can carry on fishing this stretch. Can walk round to where there's a little bit more light and fish towards the. I think last time, Vindy, when you went off last night, I actually lost the stream. I had a bit of a problem, and I lost Mike as well in the thing. And I think Mike thought it. Oh, fantastic, Vindy! I'm really glad you've. All right, Vin. Whichever you prefer, my dear. So you'd be all excited and raring to go. No problem, Vindy. If you want to, Vin, if you want to shoot off and start your game, I would totally understand that. But I really appreciate you dropping in the stream. We had a great stream last night. I enjoyed. I've actually listened it back and gone through the thing. We had a laugh last night. It was it was fun, and I really appreciate you dropping in the stream. It's always a pleasure. You're a great lady, and I can't wait to see your results. I will be, if you can take me under your wing, and I don't mind, joining you guys for when you all, your team. I don't, if you need another member or somebody to join you with the hunter or anything like that. I didn't, as I said, it's one I would have stuck with, but I have no problem of installing it or buying it or giving it, and I don't mind streaming and if you wanted parts of that streaming, I'm sure there's thousands of streams on that sort of program. But just let me know if there's anything I don't mind. I'll have to get some silver together, but I don't mind going to the beginner, the early lakes and walking around and show you, try here with this float sort of thing, and you if you have started, you'll probably start the tutorial. But don't forget about that. You know, as I said, there's a posh stick. Well, there's a not so posh stick behind the first. I'm going to try you. There's a not so posh stick, which is a bamboo stick, at the back of the first shed on the beginning lake that you start. So make sure you walk round the back of the wooden shack, and there's a table round the back. If you press E on the door, the letter E, it will give you that rod, and really you'll get like a cring, and you will have picked up everything by that. But have a look round the back, you can see the graphics and the workbench and stuff. Obviously, I'm talking away, and you've not actually got into the game. You know, so I'm chatting away up in the night. Yeah, that's right, Ben. That's right. The not so posh stick, and the posh stick is the blue one, the blue telescopic rod. What I cleverly didn't understand the Russian, and within an hour, I'd thrown one of my brand new rods away. I'd thrown the only rod they give you away. So I had the not so posh stick, and it took me a week to get enough silver to actually buy what I'd thrown away back. So, well, you won't have to be careful in that. You've got your, you know, you'll be downloading probably the English version, and you did go to the English site, didn't you? You didn't go to the Russian site. You need to download the RussianFishingForward.com, the English. That's the English server site. That's by downloading from that site, it'll download the correct version, the English version of the game. So just double check that before you install it, that you did download from the. I'm sure it give you the English server with being a, you know, an English speaking country that you did the search on and that. But just in case. Okay. Come on, sunshine, where are you? Yeah. I think you're on the right one. Just look at the address bar when you see the Russian Fishing Forward dot. It does say the .com. Not the Russian sites like .ru or R for Roger and U for Ulysses. God, I'm not so good with the you know, the Echo Foxtrot thing. You'll get some strange, you know, strange things to put you on the right letter sort of thing. But yeah, I'm very excited for you, Vin, because you're gonna be starting a great game what will take up a lot of time. Warn your family. Warn the family. Give them all the chores before you start. You know, who's cooking, who's doing the washing, who's going out to work, because it'll take all your time up. You know, so make sure you. I thought there were a fish coming up then. It was. That's brilliant. Yeah, you've got the correct one, and it's a straight install, and once you you know, you install it, you just put your. It automatically finds a server for you when it opens the, so it'll do it all automatically to find its own you know, your local server, the nearest one to you, to make the speed. It has to be connected online all the time. So when you're booking, you need to, you know, when you log in, you need to be online. It's an online game. It talks to the server to get its information. So yeah, you're not so far to go. I think I've been fishing 5 weeks with a fishing game. What I didn't know the language, it was Russian. So in 5 weeks you can be level 22 if you put 10 minutes in. I've put a little bit more than 10 minutes in. There was one guy who was 21, and I said, "Gosh, you've done well. You've only been doing it 30 days. How much a day have you been fishing to?" And he pulled my leg and said, "Oh yeah, at least 10 minutes a day." So he had a giggle and all the kidding that soon after in the message. But in another hour on this game, it'll be sunlight, and I think we'll have more chance of picking up fish from the lakeside. Yeah, so I'm excited for you, Vin. You're going to be starting this great game. You just have to be careful. There are bigger fish in. Do not be, you will get snapped occasionally. You have to know when to let a fish go. You're starting rods, you don't have a reel, so if you hook into something too big, it will snap the gear, because you can't back wind, you can't let the bail arm off, you can't. So what I suggest is, obviously, you have a lighter line. Don't worry about snapping the bamboo rod. You just go back to that first lake any time in the game. If I snap the bamboo rod now, I could go back to the first water, and I'll get all the things that I'm missing from the starter pack from the back of that shed. You can get them all again, so fish for the and in this game, if you use a smaller hook, the 90% of the time you will catch smaller fish. So for the beginning, the first week or so, I won't go bigger than 12 zook. That's my suggestion. You will catch a lot of fish. There's all sorts of fish on the first water and the second water. Mosquito Lake, I think it's called, the water. I will move on to there, and as soon as I know you're installed, I'll do a little stream, and I'll call it something like my favourite spots on Mosquito Lake or something like that. And you'll be able to, obviously, I don't want to spoil things now. The venue want to get in and explore. There's a boat on that. You've seen how I troll on this lake. There is a boathouse. You can buy tickets, a license, a 5-day license, 1-day license to do some trolling on that. You will need a spinning setup to start the trolling. But I'm going to go back to where we were now. I have caught fish down this edge, fishing from the shore. I'm fishing on the floating one. Oh, I'm not reeled in far enough. I'm just reeling a bit more, guys. Okay, let me just... I have caught down here, and I actually caught on the sinking version, that one. Mikey, I lost you last night, mate. My friend, I tried to send you a message to say I'd had to reboot. I had to reboot the server, PC. And when I come back, I saw that it said, Mikey just ate a piece of bread. So I knew you were in game. I tried to send a message, but I think you was deep in fishing then, so I didn't want to disturb you, my friend. And welcome. We just, I think we left it last night. You wanted me to try. Hi, Ryder. Good to have you back in the stream, my friend. We're fishing from the side of the lake, and we're just from the advice of Mike. In chat, he said he's had some really good size fish fishing from the lakeside, because all he's seen on my streams is fishing from boat into the reeds. So that's a that's a shame. This is probably your middle of your night, is it, Mike? Mike's from Australia. Sorry you couldn't sleep, my friend. It's probably my dog keeping you up. She's been barking all afternoon. Took advantage and started streaming. Oh wow! Hopefully you're off all weekend and you're not having to work in the morning, Mike. Well, watching me, I'll tell you what, Mikey. Watching me fish will send you to sleep, mate. I've not caught anything over the. I'll go back to where I found a spot where I really like fishing. It is from the lakeside. I had quite a bit of luck yesterday. Once I lost you out of the stream. It was the next peg coming along and the end peg. I did very well again, casting out towards the tower, and also from. I'll show you. I'll get a bit closer to the water's edge. I was casting over there, doing a stop and go, and also twitching with the sinking. Obviously, there was when there's a fish. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I nearly did me at Forrest Gump. Then I like it a lot. Yeah. It's been productive, Mike. I must admit, fishing from the boat and moving around on the boat and wasting time setting up, and it's good to it. You can't see along this reed where I'm pointing my rod now. You can't actually see to get in the nooks and crannies of the reeds and stuff, but the fish are coming out from them reeds and taking the lure, you know. Right. Well, I've started. If you look at the size of lures, if you look at this is, if you look at the size, it says medium. And I've been having some good takes on going off what Gene said, hooks matter, the quality of the bait matter. But he said to catch bigger fish, use bigger hooks. So I'm thinking to catch bigger fish, you probably need bigger hooks in these lures as well, you know, or a bigger bait. It said if you want to catch big fish, use the biggest hooks, but also use a bait that will allow the setting of the hook. So if you're using a big hook, use a big bait, like what matches the hook sort of thing. So if you're using like a massive 4/0 or 4/0 hook, use a big piece of, you know, cut meat or something. Okay, I usually do these clearings 3 times, one with popper, other with sinker minnows, and the last with floating minnows. Okay, well I can do that. Popper, I bought. That's a big popper. That's what we're trying to just demonstrate. Sorry, that's a medium popper, but these poppers are the small ones. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm up in the grade of size of fish. You know, these are medium, I think, and that's a medium. Where's the medium? But this one, is it that one? Funky Minnow S15. If you want, look at that, that's huge. Huge. It's a 308. So if that does go, that should be a bigger fish. I cast it in, Mike, and I got a 49 gram perch. So all my theory of what I should be doing to catch big fish went through the window then, you know. But where there's little ones, there should be bigger ones, I believe. That's what they say. I tried to look from this side. Can you see the little gap there? I did have a few takes right down that edge. If that's not in the weeds, we're okay. And if I can show you it coming back, I actually got a few takes down this side, Mike. I'm not getting the, you see how it weren't giving the, not getting the notification there, so I know why, Mike, it's touching the floor. So you won't get the twitching or the stop and go because it's dragging across the floor. So it's a bit too shallow for that one. I must have had a popper on when I got them fish. Okay, straight over the edge of that. Yeah, I've had a seven trout along the right hand side of the reeds, I believe it were. Anybody can chip in any ideas, or I asked for suggestions, but I've been getting jump in the lake a couple of days running, so I've stopped asking for that. Would you like anything demonstrating? Yeah, jump in the lake. But it wouldn't let me off the boat, so I had to politely decline. I think I'm doing something wrong here. I'm too fast or something. As per usual, little Lilo knows I'm streaming, so she thought she'd voice her opinions. Right. Well, I don't think I've got it yet, Mike. I've not had the big pike, so let's see if I can do the stop and go, see if that'll... oh, do you see it coming? I brought it out. You see it over the fish. I got the... don't be in a rush to take the... Give it a second once you get the lure. Sometimes bringing it in a little bit too fast doesn't give the fish the chance to actually get to your lure. So just while it's under the water, near the tip of your rod, just give it a second, see if anything's on its way to you. And the good thing about this clear water is, if this was on if you were on any of the other waters, you would be thinking you didn't get a take. But we know on that last retrieve there was a fish coming for that. Now that'll be happening on all the other lakes view fish, but because it's not clear water, you can't see the fish coming at you. So when you're on other waters, also give it a second or two, pause before you take it out of and you may get a take right under the You may get a take right under the rod. I think that's why when I've been in the boat and I've been retrieving, I think that's why a lot of the retrieves have been right under the boat when I've just given it a second, because they've been swimming from other areas of the lake, and it just takes that long to get to you before you know, the attractant, they're alerted with the lure in the water, but it takes them that bit longer to get to you, you know, to get to your lure, to take it. Once they have, I've only had a couple actually swim up, look at the bait, and swim off. You can actually, you don't have to twitch anymore. Once you see the fish coming in, just leave the lure in and it should take it. Give it a second to get to your lure. Make sure it's took it, and then, you know. Would that be to your left or right, Mike? I don't mind. I'll show you where I was fishing at. Last night I had, do you mean this one? Sorry. This one? I'll try this one. Yeah, it works with thingy as well. A piece of steak. Every time he starts back, give her a piece of steak, and she's good for about 20 minutes. And then you get a big paw on your shoulder. I finished. Woof, 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 woof. Yeah. Next to all right. This is the. This looks all right. It's got some deep water to do the retrieval. I'll just do a cast here, Mike, and I'll move around. How are we doing for daytime? Oh, plenty. I usually talk through the day and then just do my first cast, and it goes, as soon as it hits the water, it goes to pitch black, you know. Let's see if we can get a twitching going. We've got a bit of deeper water there. That's okay. Water buckle! Hey, it works without trying it. Oh, it only worked for a second. The dog was barking. We got both of them out of. I get told off when I. Hello, Lilo. She's making a bed now, so I think she's getting settled. We lost one of our dogs last year in September. It was the only dog we had at the time, and so we said, well, she was a rescue dog. We rescued her from a pen, and we had her from being 9 to being 14 and a half, which was, you know, we wanted her to live longer. But we said, well, you know, everybody can buy pets and new pups and stuff. They don't need them. So we had a good look about. We did hundreds and hundreds of miles to try and find which, you know, there were loads of dogs in that, which dogs need us, sort of thing. And there was one that were going to split up, a mother and daughter. We have them now, actually. They were a mother and daughter, border collie and daughter who'd been with her. She was a bit of a runt of the litter. She doesn't look like a border collie. She looks more like a whippet at front. She's like a kangaroo, actually, Mike. She's got shorter front legs. She's beautiful. I've got videos, Lyle and Thorn, on my YouTube channel. Just have a look. You can hear me. I sound like a train puffing away. I'm a bit asthmatic, and you know, I'm doing a bit of "come on, Milo, come on." I sound like Rolf Harris sort of thing, you know, with the didgeridoo and stuff. But yeah, she's got long ears, short front legs, long back legs, and she's beautiful. And she's the daughter, 9-year-old, and the mum's 13 and a half. So we said, well, we don't want them splitting, we'll have them both. And we have them both now, as you all very well know now. Back. Yeah, have a look, mate. I mean, they're lovely. We made some videos. It's just a walk around the area where I am on the field at the back. It's not the open and vast spaces that you have. We're a little bit of you know, there's a lot of built-up places, a lot of houses around where I live. But we do have a few nice green fields where I'm walking. So I'm one of them. I'm walking, and we meet up with a horse and stuff, and we have the dog. It's first time I think she's seen the. I think Thorn, who's the younger dog, thought it was a big horse. She looked it up and down a few times, and usually she's very frisky, but she was quite quiet when she saw the horse. So that, you know, check that video out, and you don't have to watch it all. You can fast forward through it and think. But them are my two lovely dogs we rescued from a rescue home. I'm sorry, I hope I'm keeping up with you guys on chat. If you move look up to the right, you get a good angle along those reeds. Okay, will do, mate. Did you say you want me to try popper first, then sink in this one? Sorry, let's obviously. I see what you mean. Is that the view you mean? Is that it? Mike, down there? Actually, I didn't know I could see that from here. I know you want me on that side, but let's just have a look at it from here. Yeah. No, I think you're right, Mike. I think that's the view there, isn't it? Is that the angle you're after me casting, Mike? Yeah. Okay. Was it with popper first? Try popper. I only have the yellow one, I think. It's a hopper, I think, not a popper. Oh, that's how they've written it in the game. I've got these. These are top waters as well. So if you want me to try anything, that's the... Does it? Top water wobbler. I think that's the one you mean, isn't it? Let's have a see. That's me. That's that. So I'll try that hopper first, that one. Okay. Okay. So going in for this, it probably casts to the right a bit, so it should be landing around there. Is that the angle you want me to try? It's not like that. Any advice on speeds and stuff, Mike? I'm not casting so far. I don't have me. In fact, I think that's only gone into the opening of the next one. But I'm walking the dog. Is that the what you mean? Maybe I can't. Maybe I've not got me skill points up, and maybe I'm not casting as far as you actually got. I can try it again. All right, yeah. Okay. All right. Stick to about 20 to 25 speeds. Okay. I'm in that range, but I'll just put it up a bit. I just want to try a bit forward, see if I can get. Am I in the right one here? Is this the one we said, or is it this one right like here? Have I gone the wrong way there, Mike? Let's see if I can cast it and see what I get. Blue, silver, green, and sunny. Ah, right. I do have some top water. Like you said, I think I might have gone out of the peg you like. I think this is the one, isn't it? I'll cast from it. I do have a heavier one. What is? I am casting a little bit to the right. Let's see. Let's go right along those reeds to the left. Okay, that. Are you getting twitching, or are you getting? Obviously, with the floating, you begin walk the dog. Is that what you got the big fish on, or do you want me to see? I've got that reed in front of me. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a view I prefer there. I don't know if that's too far around where you are. I'm not getting. All right. I'll put the every popper on, Mike. I've got a blue and red one, I think. That's just, and it'll allow me to cast a little bit further. That's all these are top water. Sorry, all these are top water, but I've got two bigger poppers. I've got that one. What is the? What can I show it? Does it show it? Details. I've got that colour, whereas silver, blue, and green, and it's a medium one. and it's quite heavy, so that should go a little bit further. Oh yeah, with my splashing about, I probably am. Okay. It did say that at the beginning of the game, Mike. It said, be quiet. Oh, that's not so good. That's on the land, I think. It did say, keep quiet or else you'll scare the bigger fish away. So I'm not really fishing as stealthily as I should be, you know. You guys behind me will have to keep quiet as well, you know. I can hear Vindy eating a packet of crisp and all that stuff, you know. So keep it down, guys. Somebody's trying to fish here. You got one on the reed there then, Mike. All right, yeah. Yeah, I can see the drop off. Maybe you've caught all the big ones, Mike, and you know you probably sold them as well. I bet you didn't put them back. You've caught all the big ones, mate. Yeah, nice one, Vin. I'm only kidding. You do know that, don't you? Of course. We all love you, Vin. You know that. You don't have to, you know. You can make as much noise as you want. Yeah. Oh. Oh, I'm in a snag, guys. I got all excited then. Now there are a few ways to get out of this. One is to break your gear and try for it. And gosh, somebody nearly shot me then. Holy, I've got a license. Is that Vin practicing a hunter in my fishing stream? I'm sure she just shot something over the top of my head then. We'll probably see. Anyway, I'm stuck there. So I don't want to break the rod because I can't risk it. So give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to boot out and come back to this stretch. Take me about 4 minutes. Be right back, guys. And don't do this at all. Be right back, guys. Thanks for joining the stream. I'll hopefully I won't lose you. Go to the other side. You want me to walk around? I have got I would say I've released about 3 out of every 10, but with not having any money to get other rods, this is my strongest rod. I really don't want to break anything on it, you know. And I've just put brand new line on, so the line might be stronger, even though I've got the drag down. The line might be stronger. What the heck? It's live. Do you want me to try and get it off? I can do if you want. What do you say, guys? Is there a vote on get it out of the snag or reboot? I know we're rebooting. I could save the line, save the lure and not snap sort of thing. I have, but like you said, Mike, I did have the wrong setting on the bamboo. I do have it at its limit, so that's how I broke the bamboo stuff. Okay. I'll be 2 minutes, guys. Thanks for that. I'll try and leave the chat open for you guys. Stream chat, is it that one? Okay, you should be able to. You should be able to carry on. Please carry on your chat with Mike. You know, Vin, chat to Mike. Give you practice for when you when I get back on. You can chat to me as well. Not that you need the practice. You're pretty good, Vin. I like somebody who can keep an educated conversation. That's when I listen, Vin. I can't keep a conversation going what's educated, so that's when I shut up and listen to the people who know what they're talking about. Okay, 2 minutes, guys. I can still read what you're saying, Vin, even though I'm rebooting. Hey, cheeky. No, that's lovely. You go and have a. I'm hoping Mikey goes and gets some sleep in a bit as well. I don't. I mean, I love your company, Mike, but please don't lose your night's sleep through me, my friend. Yeah, you will be caught, you Vin. I've got my laptop with the chat open, so no problem. You enjoy that game, Vin, and you get it installed. If I can help in any way, I'll get a bit of silver together and I'll get on the First Lake Mosquito and have a walk around there. Then you can see the sort of things. You may want to just go at it full. See you, Vin. Thanks for calling in, love. Bye-bye. Thank you. Have a good day, love. Okay, will do, Vind. I'll have a read up on the Hunter. If you have any links later, you don't have to now. You get on with what you're doing. But if you have any download links or any suggestions, if it is a board game, you know, just send the links where the game is. If it's is it a Steam game? No, carry on. You go. Then I'll chat later. It's booting up now, Mike. I'll be back with you in a minute, mate. Okay, we're back again. hopefully you guys can see, you know, you should be back in the game now. You see the game, Mike? Okay then, bye-bye. Thanks for calling in. Speak later. Appreciate it, you know that. See what we got for that. Then a few little pike. And by price, we had a 3. Oh, that was the thing. Not a lot for the early session, only 18. But I may be able to buy okay, I don't mind anywhere you want, Mike. You know, I don't mind. Should I see if I can get another popper for the, or do you think, is there any lure that I've not got that you think, obviously 19 silver's not going to get it all, but I'll just look at the lures, if there's anything what jumps out at you. Maybe I don't have enough to get. Sorry guys, let's have a look. I was looking at the poppers, wasn't I? So that's the blast stopper, and that's the bigger blast stopper. I have all that series. I've only got one of them, and I've got 3 or 4 of them. So that's a smaller hopper, and you say the silvers and the golds and the blues and greens were it? Yeah. I don't have enough for that one actually, so, and that's the cheaper one. I'll leave it for now and get some more silver. Fish wherever you want, Mike, you say. Yeah, I do. I'm going to try and get. There's two sets of them. There's a S11 and S15. The S15 are huge. I'm thinking them probably are the ones what will get the bigger fish. But in the Russian server records, nearly every record had at least 2 or 3 S11-4, the purpley blue one. Yeah, I'm with you, Mike, on that. I agree. Can't really buy anything. I could get some more tea and coffee, I suppose. You know, the cheese is really good. It gives you 10. You probably know that, Mike. The cheese, you get 10 pieces, and it more or less gives you half a life. These are sausage. I thought they were chocolate in the Russian one, but these are sausage, and these give you a good life boost. Let's see. Fish wherever you want. Yeah, I was thinking that is probably the one what will get the, what am I trying to say? I think you could get a record with one of them big, huge, because they did say you for big fish use big, huge baits, you know, and use a huge spinner or a lure is. Did I press that? I can't do that now. Go left and try along the next. Oh, this one. Okay. So I'm at the fishmongers now. Go. You want me to go down this way, or I might have got it wrong? And cast along that way. Well, I can try there, Mike. If that's in the direct, you let me know, my friend. What have I got on? I've got the popper on at the moment. Popper. Okay. You tell me what you want me to try, and I can vary speeds. And at the moment, I've got the hopper on doing the walk the dog. Not quite as close to the reed. Probably need to be close to the. Probably need to be a bit. Oh, there's something coming for it, see, Mike. Ah, you idiot. When I say you idiot, I mean me. I thought I'd have took it, then I saw the line tighten slightly. Well, exactly where you said, Mike, and I missed the fish. Oh, sack him. Okay, keep going. Okay, one to the left, one to the right, and one straight out. Okay. Oh, I mean, you mean to the left behind me, sort of thing, towards the dock. Yeah, that's a shame, Mike. Oh, there's another there, Mike. Have I missed that as well? I've been trying to set the hook right because I've been losing fish when I've been bringing them in. I've been trying to put a little bit of tension. I missed that one as well, Mike. Do you mean to the left? That one? Maybe I'm not exactly where you. All right, okay. With the hopper, I mean we've had 2 fish takes and I've been through bad technique. I've missed the fish, so I'll send it down towards the house down there. So it should cast slightly to the right, so I can't actually see, but we'll see the rod tip go round if let me see it. Not really. Yeah, I'm sending it towards the dock. Maybe I'm a bit too far out of the water there, but anything in that vicinity can swim up and take it, you know. Okay, will do. There's a fish coming at that. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that as a peg because I've cast both ways and had fish come up and take, you know. Okay, I think that proves the hopper works. I'll just try one. You said one straight out here. So one straight out for the island. Now let's see if we can take anything off top. That seemed to cast a long way. There's the wind behind me or something. That it seems to go a lot further when you cast out into open water than than the distance it seems along the reed side. You know. Have you had any takes by pausing, Mike? I know in real life I would put a pause in and stop and start a few times, but I've actually not had anything come up and take it whilst it's been paused, so I don't know if that's written in the game or not, you know, to take you know, the paused. I'll bring this one in and then I'll change to the S minnows and try that. But yeah, this is a good peg, Mike. Thanks for pointing it out to us, you know, to me and the guys in chat. I don't know if Ride is still here. I can understand if everybody's fishing and not in the stream. But hopefully, with what Mike's suggested, we'll catch more fish. All right, yeah. Mike, you're not getting chat, are you? Are you getting chat, Mike, on the stream? Oh, yeah, I can see it. Didn't know if you were getting the chat up, but if it's okay, the stream there, I'll you know, the chat box. Okay, let's try. That's becoming one of my favourite. This one here, but I don't mind trying any. I nearly have the full set of them, I think. Yeah, well, don't worry. You have to. You can give away your secrets, but you've also got the technique, Mike. You're getting the big fish out. Is there any of the funky minnow that you would, as a go-to, that'd be the first one? That'd be the first one I would pick if they said, pick one. You can have one, like a sweet shop. There's all them, but you can only have one. I'd probably pick that one, but I know in the records this has done well. And a friend of mine who was pointing it out. I don't know who it was, but they said S11.8. They had one of the trout up to, and it gave 233 silver and quite a lot of XP. So that's one to try. I know we're getting, try that too, go through them. Nice graphics, something in colours, that there's somewhat gone into production of that, haven't they? Okay, so I've not applied it ever. I'll do it again, guys. Sorry about that. Mate, you don't let me keep you up, my friend. You know, you probably don't need your beauty sleep, but if you've anything on tomorrow, you know, I'd suggest counting. Well, you know, where you're coming from, you could probably count sheep and stuff like that, you know, to make yourself go to sleep. But I would suggest counting fish, but I can't get them out fast enough for you to count. So if I shut up a bit and carried on casting, I'd probably send you off to sleep. You know what I mean? This seems a bit heavier. Maybe needs a little bit more speed. Okay, mate. I really appreciate you know, popping on and giving us all your close to heart tips of how to catch fish and they're working. I mean, 4 casts, we had 2 fish went for it, and we got the other 2 fish out. So I think that's what we did. Maybe it were only 3, but I'm a fisherman. I always had a little, you know, little bit of exaggeration onto what we're fishing and catching. I think I'm dragging on the floor there now, guys. Okay, we'll do a cast towards the. We'll do a cast towards the. Oh, see that come up behind me then. So that was coming for that. I just didn't give it enough time in the water. It's gone back down. So that's, you know, that may be suggesting I'm reeling in a little bit too fast. It didn't have time to get round to the lure. Sorry, mate. What you say? I've told you, mate. You need to stream. If they want to see the big fish, they're going to have to go on your stream. I can only show them where Mike says they are. You know. There you go, Mike. I've got a trophy, but it's a perch. There you go. I told you. You just was a bit too quick with your words. Trust me, I can do it. So that's a nice trophy. Lucky Mike's lucky perch. How's that for timing, Mike? Nice, yeah. Well, thanks to you, that we were fishing in this area and we were turned behind us and cast into the, you know, to the dock and that. So that's a beauty. And we'll keep that on. And that was down there. And it's night time nearly again. We've got time for another cast. We'll probably keep landing the boat. What's this? Mike, what do you fish around the? I mean, if we're catching fishing, as you can see, the luck has gone up on the level on the bar through catching the lucky fish, the trophy fish. Would you fish until dusk and then start trolling, or would you carry on? Right, I could probably buy the green blast topper now. How would you fish this, Mike, at night? It's just come, well, 20 past 11. You've the choice of carrying on fishing along the reeds, or would you get in the boat and troll around? I know I can catch at night trolling around with Ah, right. Well, what do you do? What do you do then in that time? I know if we get in the boat, we can travel round, and we would pick up trout. I thought you said the green blaster. I thought that was a different colour to what I had. Okay, I can put that on. Take note of which got the nice. This one got the nice perch. It's the type wobbler medium number 2, and it's the S11-2. Got that. I've seen it in the records. It's got some record fish, that thingy. Really? You don't bother with it? Well, you will catch at night in the boat. Something I haven't managed to do is catch a fish on top water during the dusk hours with poppers and topwater fish. I've not managed to do it. Whether it's written in the game, you will catch underneath. Let's get straight out of this before I change it. Maybe I should get in the boat and do a bit of trolling and show you what I mean by fishing at night. Maybe just buy a license. But by the time I probably set that up, it'd be 4 o'clock in the morning and daytime again. But I'm not twitching. Why am I not twitching? There we go. If you lose the twitch, you can aim more directly at the lure what's coming in, and it seems to stay longer, the twitching method. Let's see if we can. And I'm going to start leaving it about 3 or 4 seconds every cast from now on, because I must have missed about 5 fish lifting it out of the water too early, sort of thing. There's really deep water out there, guys. I'll try and do the stop and go with this lure. So, one. It looks a bit slow, that, actually. What speed is that? Ah, because I rebooted, I didn't get me. So that I took on 16 mic with note. 1, 2, 3. It's with note in that speed with 16 what got the lucky perch. I'm probably at the floor now. Okay. Time is it? Have a look. Although I don't want to stay in the boat too long. Let's have a see. What can we do while we're waiting for dawn? Don't run. I got told by the owner, don't run about too much with your rods out. If you hit them against trees and reeds, you will damage your tackle. The rods and stuff. Let's just see if we can get a bit more money. Maybe we can buy another 13 for the trophy. It's got a tick under. This is a record fish and valued highly. And it's a trophy. Very good. Okay. So we've got 32. I'm going to go and 32. I've been thinking of trying and get a better grade of line just to see if it makes a difference. Should I buy a line, Mike? The same strength but a better grade. Like something. What have I got? I may not have enough still to do that. I was thinking something like that, but I'm not going to. No further. Something like this. 110 meters. What's that one? Some of those extra silk. But I'm not enough for that. But that one. Hello, you look there again. Maybe they got out of stock on the 15. All right. I think it makes a difference myself. I know it's only my own opinion. I have heard something of that nature. Let's get another popper. It's going to be daytime soon, so I'll get another hopper. Have a look at these hoppers, Mike, and tell me the ones you do well on. Let's have a see. Lures. Obviously, I want to try and get some more of these, but I don't think I... Oh, start from 33. 14.7. Ah, I didn't know that. There's 3 series of these. So there's small, medium, and large. I've only just realised that. I thought there was it's me being thick. I'm going to spend the next week or two, depending on how long it takes. I'm going to get this full set, all them and all them. I've got most of the the S11s. S11. I've got most of them sinkers and that, but I've only got a couple of these, and I don't think I've any of them. I've only just spotted them. Maybe I'm not taking enough notice, but I was thinking of buying. Yeah, I was thinking of buying one of these, Mike. Which is the best lure of these two, the Blast Upper 6 and Blast Upper 9? Which is the best? What's produced best over? For how many casts you give it out, which is producing the best. Obviously, you'll have different days what do better, but you said like gold, silvers, and no, that's a 3.5 star. So I think that's the one I've got. I don't have that. I think I've only one on that. The 21 gram Blast Upper 9. 21 gram Blast Upper 9. I think they're all 21 gram, aren't they? Is there a colour favoured to you? If you only had the money to buy one of them, which would be your first buy? I think I've got the 4. I think I've got the 4 and 1. I'll just check. Let's have a look. I think I've got the 4 and 1 in the 21 gram range. So I am trying to get like a. Obviously it'd be ideal to have every. Where am I looking now? There we go. Last up and 9. I've got the number 1 and number 4. All right. That's probably why I'm not casting them so far. Series 6, is it? Yeah, Series 6 is 8 gram. You're correct there. And my rod is 15 to 45, I think. So I am underweighted with that Super Duty 15 to 45. So I'm actually not in my casting range to cast that at full capacity. So I'd be better getting the 21 gram. It's right in mid-range. Okay, blue and silver, Joe. Okay, I'll be. Will do. 1, yeah. I do have the number 1, so I'll get the. I'll just show you. So it's the Blast Upper 9, and I have the number 1. I have that one. So you say blue and silver. Is that one? That one? Yeah. Okay. That one, Mike. Do another one. That's like a purple and silver. What's the last one? That's green and thingy. So I think it's that one you mean. Gonna get that. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. We've got that one. Let's go and catch a big fish with it. We've got about an hour to wait till daylight. Yeah, I think I just bought that one, Mike. And I do want to try this. Actually, that looks a little bit more straighter than this. I think I must have been in the next one round. I think I was there, wasn't I? Oh, were I? Not a clue. Hold on. No, you're probably right. That must be it. Yeah. So in another hour it'll be daylight, so I can try it down there. I really do want to catch a fish on a topwater lure during the dark. I'm sure it should be written in the coding of it. Where am I? Where's me? Oh, there we go now. So that one is what we've just bought. I thought I were, yeah. Yeah, I thought I were. I need to make note of that because that's straight down that. You could probably fish really tight to the reeds on this one. Let's just see. Yeah, the other reason I'm trying it, Mike, it looks a real good angle to get close to these reeds. You know, you can bring it all the way along against the... I'm not expecting any bites with it being still... It should just be coming light anytime soon. But if you do need to fish, you will catch... I fished at night, bottom fishing, and got bream, and you'll get float fishing and leadering you will catch all through the night. And in driving over the pools and fishing with crankbaits and, you know, trolling, you definitely will catch trolling through the night. But I've not really I've not give it a good try with each bait full all night sort of thing, you know, with each lure. Sorry about the dog barking. I can mute for a little bit until the dog settles. My morning has broken, and I can just have a look. Let's see, find out where we actually were. Is that where we were on this? I've lost my peg where we were before. Let's have a see. Must have been that one. That must have been where we could see the boat. Is it that one? I think it must have been something like that. Would be night. I thought I could see the boat. Is it that one? That's it. I think that's the view we probably had. Maybe not that view. I'm not standing in water again, Mike. Let's go back a little bit. Let's try and cross there. That's for that hopper you suggested, Mike. Still a little further. What do you think? Wow, I didn't think I was this far round. I thought I was. Oh, I see. Of course I were. I didn't even know. I'll tell you what, Mike. I thought that fish stall was over there. I got completely disoriented because I started like this, didn't I? I walked up to this and then I said, right, Mike, he said to the left of, he said then to the left of the thing, and I walked down there, didn't I? Probably a bit further. This must be it. Yeah, that's it. I could just see the boat a bit better. Yeah, I think that's the view I had, Mike. That's the one, isn't it? Yeah, I could see it now. Rightio. Thanks for that, Mike. You know this water better than me. I don't think I've actually fished this area too much. I've heard people say that, oh, they don't do so much around here. So yeah, I agree, Mike. You're right. And thanks for that. I was totally disoriented. I thought the boat were up to my right when I were on the other peg, but that looked a good peg as well. Where I just was stood a second ago, you had a good angle of going all the way across them reeds and keeping it tight. Sorry, it seemed a bit laggy then, but this is the one where we got the perch. This angle, it was on the S11-2 at a speed of 16 twitching. So that's going along the edge of these reeds, walking the dog. Yeah, these are good. These are good pegs, Mike. I like the. I missed that. Can you see it swimming away? Yeah. I used to just lift into the fish, and I was hooking them, but I had a few get off, and I was thinking maybe I should be actually striking into the fish. What's your view on that, Mike? You can. It's a full. You've got access to everything, haven't you? Here, Mike. It's correct. You've got a bit of open water there, and then you've got your reeds. What you can target. Obviously, when our skill levels go up, we'll be able to reach the end of these reeds and be able to cast and target anything. And you can also fish into the deeper water and catch stuff off the shells and stuff. Something went for that one, Mike, then, and I thought I'd hooked it, and I didn't. What's your? Yeah. Well, that's how it would. That's how it should be for trout and stuff, isn't it? You should let them. Yeah, that's what I'm doing wrong, and I should know better, really, Mike. What's your thought on just hitting the right button, or actually putting a physical movement of the rod in? Because I've started hitting the right one and putting a bit of bend in the rod. It feels, and the ratchet goes a bit, it feels like that would set the hook better, but maybe it's not necessary. Maybe the reason I'm trying it is I've had fish on, maybe it's just my bad luck. I've had fish on where they've been on for 3 minutes and then they've come off the hook, and I'm thinking, well, was the hook set well enough? You know, maybe there's a, a setting that maybe you do need to actually strike into the fish. Right, so you're actually setting it by reeling in at the speed and letting it set, and once the hook's set, the drag will rip. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I didn't give that full thing. We just landed at the back of the boat with that one. This seems a nice popper. We are catching on that hopper, the topwater wobbler, what you suggested, Mike. It's a good colour. We're overcast at the moment, but it's producing fish. Usually when I say that, I don't catch anything else. But yeah, I will spend more time on these pegs. I was trying to cast along the reeds then, and it did the right twitch out to the boat sort of thing.
Yeah. Fancy try.
I'll take that, thank you. Okay, we've not done that cast in there yet, so where I would try and cast further up the reeds, I'll probably get that where that bit of dirt is a lot more easier. Yeah. I think that probably comes with. Did you say you lure fish in real life, Mike? Down where you probably emulate what you do in real life. Now, I don't do a lot of spin fishing in real life, so I know you'd be walking around and you probably arc and work every section of water. I do apologise about our larva. I just moved it through. Yeah, I had a feeling you might have done, Mike. I think that picked itself then, that one. Okay, we're doing well on the hopper. I'll switch now. I've not done the floating ones, but wow. We don't get the chance to do a lot of that over here, Mike. I do envy you for that. Canoe fishing, bottom fishing, and also some cliff fishing. Wow. I know local to myself, there's some nice rivers and that, but we're a bit limited on nature where I am. I'm sure others will disagree, but compared to... All right, I've not been using any. I'm doing everything with mouse, and I'm struggling with my mouse. I need a new one, but I can't actually see my keyboard, so it's a daft bit from memory. It's very, very dull here, and I've got distance glasses. My screen's a 55-inch, TV screen, and I'm about 12 to 14 foot away from it. So I need my distance glasses, but my keyboard's on the table, and I look down, and it's just it's a blur. I just have to. That's why you see me do 2 or 3 times on it. I bet it is. You'll think so if you hook into some of the big ones what are in your country, Mike. If it'll pull you off the cliff. Oh goodness, could be in it, saltwater croc or something. Wow. What a life you must have had, Mikey. And the views and the places you've been and seen. Wow. That's awesome. The guys in chat, Mike's from Australia. And yeah, it's exactly the same thing. I think you've got a better head of heights than me. I don't mind heights, but I don't think I'd be watching a float over the end of that cliff. I think I'd be watching for cracks coming in around the side. I'm not one of the, you know, the, what they call it, the Red Bull sort of sports, what a thrill seeker sort of thing. I'm quite happy sitting on a still water bank with a comfy chair, with a flask with about 3 tins of 3 buckets of food and 1 bucket of fish food. It's only fair if I'm feeding fish, Mike. I need to feed myself a little bit, don't I? I will do. I'll Google that. I'm sure there's a way of putting it up on the stream, and I should be able to edit and put your face on the guys who are doing it there, and you know, have Mike cliff fishing in Sydney Cliff. Let's see if I can find it. I'm not sure if there's an easier way of putting. Should be, you know, putting a browser just to flick over and back to view and speak on what we're talking about. Maybe there is. Just give it a sec. I'll see if there is. How would I do this? So, let's see. Just won't search it now and just have a quick look. If I can get this up, guys, I'll give it a go. I don't know if this will display or work. It's saying it should do. Maybe it doesn't. What's wrong? Maybe not. Maybe I need to do it that way. Is that nice? It's saying it should be there. Why is that playing? This much. Maybe I'm using the. Maybe it's using the graphic of the game and it's not allowing it. Maybe. don't completely know. I've got the browser up, and I can see the cliff fishing, but it's actually not displaying it on. Unfortunately, it's not displaying it on the game for some reason. Let's capture. Maybe that's the one it didn't need. Sorry, Mike. It is there. I'm watching it, but it's not. Maybe I have to minimize and go out a bit for it to come on. Looks like a must match. Okay. I don't know why it's not showing it. It's there. Okay, let's see if I minimize this, whether it comes up. Wow, I'm watching it, Mike. Oh, what a wonderful world we live in. Look at that. One guy's bringing something up. I'm saying look at that. You can't see the link, but they've got some music over it, but they're just bringing a fish in. It's probably a great white, isn't it, knowing you guys? Oh, it's beautiful. It's a little very powerful fish. Don't know if you guys can see that. It's a shame if you can't, because it's wonderful. No, it didn't display it. Maybe I need to shut the program off. I think the game's controlling the graphics card, and it's not allowing the double playing of it. But I've switched it, Mike, and it's that's awesome, mate. You get to do that whenever you want. Wow, so impressed, mate. Aye, that encouraged me. That he'd just been casting off the high cliff and the rocks and stuff, and he just brought some up, and it looked a very healthy fish. Yeah, I can believe it. You don't need your umbrella there, do you? Well, you probably do in the rainy season, but they were all there in t-shirts with their hats on, keeping the sun off them, like, you know. But everybody looks so healthy over there where you were. I think we've got some hanging over us, you know, with all the dull, dank, grey, cloudy weather we have here. There's not the same smile on people's faces. Yeah, you come with gas. I've seen drop nets. There is a place where in Wales, in the UK, where there's very high. I think it's Llandudno Cliffs or something like that. It's you know, not that high, but I think it's 110 feet, something like that, meters. It's one or the other, and they have like a weighted net. Think of an upside down. Think of an upside down Chinese, you know, you know, one of the hats, like in the rice paddy fields that women have on. What's like a pointed hat, circular. Well, think of that upside down with a weight at the point part of it. They drop the net over, and it's quite a big one, about 4 foot diameter. They drop the drop net underneath the water. They position the fish under, and they actually lift the net then, and it comes up and scoop. You know, it lifts it up, and the fish is in the centre of the comb part of that net, that weighted net, and that's a good way if if you didn't want to kill the fish, or obviously you probably eat what you catch there, you know, but. Yeah, it's a wonderful world we live in, and I've just experienced that by watching that cliff, you know, the cliff fishing in Sydney. anybody in chat who's listening to this conversation, you want to just Google that and experience what Mike's experiencing when he chooses to cliff fish. It's an amazing experience what I've just watched, and wow, you know, it's just the diversities of different people's experiences and world cultures and what they have access to. It's, you know, it's such a wonderful, powerful world, isn't it? You know, we live in. Let's take some more food. Let's see if I can do my special mix if I've got all the mix. I know, but you've had that experience, Mike. You know, you can. I'm sure if you think in the back of your mind, it's like just like yesterday when you were cliff fishing, and there's all. I'm sure you've had hair-raising moments where you've slipped, or you know, and thinking, you know, that your heart's been in your mouth, sort of thing, and. Wow, it's such an amazing experience you must have had. I would enjoy that sort of life, you know. In another life, you know, we might be on different sides of the planet, and I don't have anything that's as exciting as that. Even our rivers here are pretty mild, you know. Most of the fish still waters and lakes, and some of them are man-made, and you know, commercial lakes were stocked with, you know, fish and carp and bream, and you know, you pay your day ticket and you're guaranteed to catch, really, which is not like true nature where you were casting. Them are free animals, you know, aren't they? You know, and fish, free fish sort of thing, you know. It's nature. It's a self-sustaining ecosystem, you know, which is, it's wonderful to be a part of. And yeah, I don't blame you, Mike. That sounds good, sensible advice. It's you know, it sounds a wonderful experience. Obviously, you need to have your wits about you, and no pranking sort of thing. I know you have a great sense of humour. You know, the Australian wonderful culture, and like having a laugh with the guys and that, and you like a kind of, you know, you can have 4x for it, thingy. So I'm sure you could have some great times, and I'm sure you got the cooler box with a few cans in to enjoy your day. And you need it with a blazing sunshine, what you get down there. I'm going to move round to that other. We're just halfway through the afternoon. Is there anything I didn't really give this a good chance with the floater and seeking? I'll send one straight out, just see if we can get anything. I'm going to go round to that peg where you said you like the next one, to the, you know, in the reeds on the basin side, the other side of this lake. I'll just do a cast and see if we can get anything, and then I'll move on. Yeah, I'm going to move round. I'll probably just try that corner. I had a good take of a nice pike just at the end of that rockery. You know, the rock sticking up. Where I was fishing it from the boat on that ridge, there's actually another, I'll show you, Mike. You think down there would be, obviously, you know, you could probably cast from here and get along the edge of that wall, a bit similar to one, excuse me, a bit similar to what I'm going to show you. I tried it when Vin were here just at the early evening, and I didn't do very well. Ryder, I don't know if you're still in the chat, mate. Thank you for calling in if you are, and please feel free to anybody in the chat to you know, add anything to what you know, Mike's tips. Mike's been great giving us tips. We managed to catch a good few different species in places where I wouldn't have been naturally attempting. You know, Mike's presented some really good pointers there. I got a couple of nice. If we look there, this is where we've been catching on the casting on this shelf. I've had the boat out there, and we've been casting at the side, and this is where it's been landing on. And when it lands there, it's been taking it straight away from the boat. So I tried down this edge, and I did have a couple of takes. So let's see if we can entice anything onto the to take the lure from this end, from this angle. I've lost the. I think I'm dragging on the bottom there now, just a bit. So, what speed am I? I don't think I'm up to full speed there. Let's try 25. I'll just send it out a little bit and try a stop and go. Just into it, a little bit into the deeper stretch. Start off with 4 or 3.5. On the dot, once it comes up, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I might be touching the bottom now, actually. It seems to be sinking very fast, that one. I think if you held the rod tip higher, he would go higher in the water, you know. And obviously that ridge is going out that way, so actually if I stand, I can't actually get it there. Let's try this there. I can see it where I can't get to it. That's the ridge, I think, what we use the cast against. I'm not going to be able to get it there, I don't think, guys. But it's actually just behind this rock. Let's cast it out that way and bring it the opposite way than we usually fish. See if there's anything down there. Well, this will be a good camouflage. We're riding behind the reeds and bringing it, you know, so if there was a fish there, it won't be able to really see us, you know, so I think that would be a good place to cast, you know. We tried one. We can try the floater and the hopper like Mike suggested. Obviously, I keep trying the same lure. Obviously, you need to vary it up and don't stick with one sort of lure. The floating. Did I get a floating? No. I need to get. I'm going to try and get the full floating and sinking series, each small, medium, and large, over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a few silver. May go back on Volkov to get a. That's where I make the most money at the moment with the gear I've got. Okay, let's try a stop and go. Let's try it somewhere we can see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. I can't actually see the key, Mike. It's the with having distance. I wear glasses, Mike, and with having distance glasses, that's where I try and explain. I can see the TV, but when I look down, it's all. I know where V is. I should be able to click it. I'll do it now, so I know. Yeah, they're straight to it, and it's a double switch. So you click it again, it goes back. That's great tip, Mike. Thank you. You keep sending them tips. I'm going to put all these in a log for myself, and I can keep reminding myself because it's like a muscle memory, and just remembering it's too easy to just click and click. That's what I'm used to, you know. No, it's fine. I know where it is now, Mike. I do appreciate you taking me under your wing and helping me with little things, simple things. What are so useful. I got one, Mike. It felt a good take then, and it like an aggressive strike. It's a perch, I think. It was aggressive strike, but I don't think it's too big. So we're catching a few fish. So we've had a couple of fish. No, we've had one fish on. I think. At the moment, I'm doing it straight away. I did 4 of them. At the moment, I'm doing it straight away. I get the name, but it does give like a double readout if you let it. If it's coming up from a big depth like that, and maybe I should let it do the 2 names before. Oh no, don't worry. It's me who's adopting you, Mike. I know. You can. I don't mind being your apprentice, Mike. No problem. I was thinking of leaving it a little bit longer on the when we get the display. 1, 2, 3, and then see if there's a gap after the display, whether it'll let you. See, I think I've ruined the the rhythm of it. The 1, 2, 3, and then to see if there's like an optimum. See, the second one doesn't get it. So at the moment, I've been doing it immediately. I get the display, and I didn't get it that time. Immediately, I get the display. So I'm playing about with the. It's a great technique. It does work most times in the right conditions. We'll do one cast over here. We'll try a hopper each way, and then we'll move on. 1, 2, 3. No, 3. I should have done 4 really, but 1, 2, 3. And immediately I get it. That's when I've been doing the reeling, but I don't know if there's an optimum pause between the. Didn't get it that time. 1. Maybe that's 4. Put there like that. I'll start reeling. Missed it that time. Maybe I reeled a bit too much. We've not had a taker on that this time, so try the hopper. I'm pressing V, Mike. See how easy that is. Where were you 5 weeks ago when I've been pressing key for 5 weeks? I know. Okay, this is a new one what Mike suggested, so we'll give it a go. It has produced very well on the first position we chose to. Let's slow this down a bit if it comes in a bit too fast. and there has been fish swimming across and taking its time getting across. So that's why I left it a little bit to. I'm going to slow it down just a bit. It feels a little bit fast. And we got the perch on 16, so I will drop down to 16 with a cast to see if that speed's optimum for the perch. Let's see, we got one. Oh, I moved it just as it went through it. Swim through. Hey, come here. Oh dear. I should have left it to take it. I want to just try the 16 where we got the speed we got the pitch on. See if we can get the walking the dog okay. Walk the dog. Yes. I think we've got a pitch on that speed. Maybe, you know, say 10 to 20 is an optimum speed for the pitch. And maybe a bit faster for the faster swimming pike. Although if you've seen I think over short distances that a big perch is very powerful, and with its shape of body and fins, it can turn on a pin sort of thing. It's very, very agile in the water, can spin round on itself and right, one last cast and then we'll move over to the bottom end. How are we doing for time? We've a few hours of daylight left. Okay. I seem to cast a bit further, mate, and I didn't I didn't know where the lure were then. Okay, let's move. Right. Okay, I'll go around the corner. We're running out of daylight again, guys. I'm going to go around to the end and look this way around. I know Mark probably wants me to try this reed, but I just want to try the beach across the reeds just once. And this is where I think it was this one, not that one. It was the next one, I think. Yeah, this one. I think yeah, that one I wanted to try. I'll cast the same and try and remember to press V to get into the. Let's see if we can get some of it coming up on this shelf. You see, it's like deeper water there, and then there's the shelf of the blue rock or the riverbed, lake bed. But nothing. We've not seen any giants coming up in the big pike images, even though I missed a few. So I'm definitely getting the smaller fish. Oh, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. I'll probably get a YouTube ban now for pinching copyrighted material music jars there. Okay, we got a take on that first cast. Let's see. I'm trying to reach that reed there, that just the edge of the second reed, just exactly where it landed, because that's where I think it would be, and we've been quite quiet. I might be in the water, like there's a fish there, mate. Did I miss it? No, is it on? I didn't actually get a. Hey, come here with my lure. Mike, it's gone off with my lure. Oh, Come on. Yeah, but laggy then. Oh, they're going bigger, Mikey. And this is the silver and white lure pressing beam, right? The blast at it is a lot easier. That thanks for pointing that out to me, Mike. This is the gear we're using, the setup, and it works very well. Look at that brand new line today. Look at it. I've lost that already. Well, I've caught about 3 fish. What's going on? Anyway, that's the stuff we're using, and that's the suggested blast stopper. It does help us casting. It really does make a difference in the distance. You know, in the distances we can catch. And this is fun. This is fun fishing. Just over there on the top. So this is fishing topwater, like I've been trying to do in this series. I bet Mike's fell asleep, you know, he's middle of the night, Mike, he couldn't sleep. I bet I've talked him to been a bit of background noise in his ear, in his headphones. I'm picking up a few fish on this spot, Mike. I don't know if you've fished it as a, you know, as one of your settings. I'm going to switch it over. Now, Mike said floated and thing. I'm just going to throw one more lure in the mix to that because these are the high star lures. And you see these, and these lures are the fatback and the screamers. They are topwater. Do you know, Mike? I don't think I pressed V then, actually. It is going to take a little bit of getting used to because I've been doing it the other way, but I know it's there now, so it's just a matter of keep reminding myself with that. But this is a medium topwater wobbler, and we'll see if, I bet I'm running out of time. Probably one cast maybe before we get the. It's really unfortunate that I've not been catching. I've been catching fish through the dark on the top of the water. It would be nice. There's a fish there though, and we're close to nighttime activities. Fish that edge there. Did that change? I'll watch that back. When I watch that back, did it change from the moon from sun at 11 o'clock? If it did, then that might be changing the fish patterns. That might have just knocked the daytime fish off or whatever, or affected how they bite, because up to now, in the few times I've tried, I've not been able to catch a topwater fish after 11 o'clock, should I say. Or once dusk comes, you know, once it goes to night, getting a bit dark now. But maybe it's just coincidence, and maybe I didn't actually fish with the right topwater lure for the area, you know. I know I can fish the deep pools from the side and from a boat. Okay, Mike. You're not missing anything, my friend. I may just go. Yesterday we didn't. Well, yesterday in game, we didn't go to. The lag may be my side, Mike. It might not be actually. I was feeling a little bit of lag in the game then. I don't, I don't mind leaving the stream at this if you think you want to go and have and come on later when you've had your sleep or anything. And please don't feel, obliged that you need to, to call back. But we love your input on this stream, and I'm going to just do a bit of trolling while it's evening and see if we can catch anything. So I know Mike's seen me trolling before, so it may be a bit of the same old same sort of thing. And I am lagging, Mike, so maybe it's the game what I'm running what needs to. In fact, I've got that setting on. Yeah, I suggest it. I'm going to close. Thanks, Mike. Thank you so much for turning up, my friend. I'm going to close the stream now, mate, and I'm going to have a bit of something to eat and that. So you have a good kit, my friend. Thank you so much for. See you, Mike. Thank you so much for dropping in, Mike, and have a good sleep, my friend. I'll catch you next time. Thank you so much. Good night, Mike. Okay, guys, thank you so much for, and thank you, Mike, for all your great tips and sharing a bit of your secrets with us. It's been a pleasure, my friend, and I'd like to thank Mike for sharing his secret pegs and the ways he does it with us. And I'll catch you next stream. Okay, thanks, guys. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye, guys.